morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, well, frankly, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to have a little bit of a chat about Marnie. Now, interestingly enough, I told you recently how there's a Marnie Full Art that should have been in Shining Fates, which is missing. And we did a whole video about this. We talked about why it's missing. We talked about where it could be coming from. Now, in that video, I suggested that maybe it could end up in Battle Styles. Obviously, it's not in Battle Styles. We now have the confirmed set list for Battle Styles. We didn't when I made the video. And we know for a fact it is not in Battle Styles. We know that for absolute certain. But that doesn't mean it couldn't be in another future set. Or I suggested that it could be in its own product, but that's a little bit weird, isn't it? We don't tend to do those kind of things over here. And it's just a random missing card. And I've also told you in the past about another Marnie. Now, this is one that I suggested would be a really cool pickup from Japan, based on a couple of factors. Now, it's an autograph card. It's got Marnie's autograph on. Obviously, Marnie's a fictional character, but you know what they've done. And she's practicing smiling with Morpeko. The art is absolutely top-notch awesome. And it was only sold as part of a Marnie trainer collection. A really lovely dude hooked me up with one from Japan, helped me buy one for a sensible price. Well, cost plus shipping, because they're awesome. And it's a weird kind of card, and I suggested we probably never get that card over here, because it just didn't seem to make a huge amount of sense. It seemed like a very quintessentially Japanese card. Now, that's the preamble. The preamble is that we've got these two really cool Marnie cards that have come out in Japan. They haven't come out over here, and maybe they will, maybe they won't. Well, we've got some potential news. Now, I was alerted to this by the lovely Primal Lugia, he of PokeGuardian.com, and essentially, there is an app, the Pokemon TCG card decks, where you essentially scan your Pokemon card collection. And this is an official app, which is made by the Pokemon Company International. It is, as far as I'm aware, I'm fairly sure, this is an actual official app, and in fact, the description literally says, the official app to manage your Pokemon TCG collection. The thing is, they've actually got a bunch of promos listed, some of which are unreleased. Now, we're not going to get into a huge amount of details here into some of these. We'll have a look at some of these later if we get a little bit of a chance, but let's just say it kind of makes sense. So, for instance, they have listed the Empoleon and Tyranitar V that are going to be the V Strikers tin promos, the ones that I showed you just a couple of days ago. They are listed on there with promo numbers 108 and 109. Similarly, 111, we don't know what 110 is, weirdly, but similarly, 111 is Galarian Rapidash V, which, of course, is that one which is coming with its own box in May. The one, again, that we talked about the other day. So this all makes kind of perfect sense. It seems like it's being fairly sensible. And then, as we go through... Oh, speaking of which, I should mention they've listed the Fampi promo. They've listed Fampi, and this is really important, because Japan had an absolutely beautiful alternate art Fampi, which we haven't had. Now, the good news is I do have this card because the lovely Antoine Boulet totally hooked me up, because Antoine is awesome. But it's beautiful Fampi artwork that we don't actually have in English. That has been listed as a promo. It has not been said how we're going to get these. We'll do more predictions. These promos, if I get time in the next few days or early next week maybe, I'll do a prediction video about these promos, which ones are coming and where they're coming. But the ones I really want to focus on today are Sword and Shield promos 120 and 121. They're listed as Marnie. Just Marnie. That is what it's listed as. Now, the thing is that Marnie is a card, and I don't know if you've ever played in a physical Pokemon tournament, but if you play in a physical Pokemon tournament, you have to fill out a deck list. And one thing that I find interesting is when you're filling out the Pokemon, you need to put the set name and number, because there could be 50 different Charizards legal, but when you're filling out trainer cards, you only need to put the name, because they will never print trainer cards at the same time with the same name and the same effect. Which means that if they are listing a card called Marnie, it's got to be Marnie. There is no other option. It has got to be a reprint of some description of Marnie, because Pokemon do not print trainer cards with the same name. So we know it's that brilliant trainer card or supporter card, which is a type of trainer, whereby you shuffle your hand and your opponent does, you put your hand on the bottom of your deck, you draw 5 cards, your opponent draws 4, assuming you played the card. We know it's that, so presumably there are 2 promo prints of Marnie coming. And if we take a look at all of the prints of Marnie which have currently been revealed, I'm on the official Japanese website doing this, we can see that Marnie itself, the main card, has actually been printed like a bazillion times. We've then got the Full Art Marnie that we got in Sword and Shield, a weirdly stamped gym one which we're not getting, that's a Japanese thing. And then we've got the Autograph Marnie and the Full Art Marnie, which have yet to actually make it over here. Which basically tells me that if there are 2 unreleased Marnie promos coming, they are either Marnie just with a stamp, like we saw the gym stamped promo in Japan, which I can't imagine is happening. It is a new alternate art Marnie that's not yet been shown in Japan, which is possible but doesn't make a huge amount of sense. It happens, we do sometimes get alternate art cards before Japan. I mean, for instance, the Empoleon and Tyranitar Tin promos, we know that they are actually coming in the double pack of the Inteleon and Gengar VMAX decks in Japan. We know it's, well, we don't know, but we know that those packs have a new Tyranitar and Empoleon promo, right? It's got to be the same ones. But we've seen our copies and Japan haven't seen theirs. So maybe, but that's very unlikely. By far, the most likely thing is that these 2 unreleased promo Marnies are the full art that should have been in Shining Fates and the autograph card. And I'm still weirded out that it's the autograph card, because I really did not expect that card to get a release out of Japan. But this might be one of those situations where I have to turn around and be like, yeah, mate, I was wrong about that. Because I don't really see any other sensible explanation. Now, here is another thing that weirds me out a little bit. That Marnie card did not release on its own. It was actually a set of 3. There was a Marnie, there was a Beedee, and there was a Hop. Now, I didn't go and get Beedee and Hop because, honestly, Hop, I know a lot of people like Hop. Hop is fine. I don't dislike Hop. I have no real love towards him. Beedee really annoyed me in the games. Sorry. But Marnie was cool. And Marnie had more Pico. And Marnie had a cheering section that followed around. And she was just like, oh, they're just here, all right. And I don't know. Marnie seemed really cool to me in the games. Hop seemed bland. I know a lot of people really like Hop, and to be fair, Hop did have a really cool character arc, so I probably need to give a lot more love to Hop than I'm giving. Beedee just annoyed me. That's why I got the Marnie one, not the others. The more I look at it, the more I think maybe I should have got the Hop one, because Hop is actually kind of cool. But never mind. Why are those promos not listed? Now, to be fair, the promos are listed up to and including Sword and Shield 121, which is Marnie. So maybe promos 122 and 123 are the Hop and Beedee cards. Maybe they are the next 2 promos and we are getting the 3 of them. I don't know. But that is one option. It would be weird if only this autograph card came over. And we know that Marnie is way more popular than the other 2. But even so, bringing one of those 3 cards over that are blatantly a free card set, that's weird. But then, of course, we end up in this weird question of, well, how are we getting them? And I made this point before, and I'm sorry, the point still stands. We don't usually get random promo trainer cards. Now, I've just had a little bit of a look, and assuming in Poland Tyranitar are 108 and 109, which does make perfect sense, that gives us 109 Sword and Shield Black Star promo cards. Would anybody out there like to guess how many of these are trainer cards? I'll wait. None of them! None of them are trainer cards. Now, to be fair, we are actually missing promo number 62. And of course, there are trainer cards released exactly once a year as promos. They are the world's promos, things like Tropical Beach. So, yes, we do get trainer cards as promos, but they tend to be the world's promos. And my point here is, where would we get this? Like, I've shown you the Empoleon tin, I've shown you the Galarian Rapidash box. They're how we usually get these kind of promo cards. 3-pack blisters, 1-pack blisters. These generally come with promo cards, but they, like, always come with Pokemon. The kind of card packs we get with promos come with Pokemon, not supporter cards. It's weird to me. Now, of course, I know a bunch of you are going to try and bring up the counter argument of, are you forgetting the best of X and Y box? No, I'm not. But I have explained this in previous videos. Or it was a premium XY collection. It came with a bunch of full art promo supporter cards, but that was released at the end of the X and Y era, and it basically was Pokemon going, look, we got a bunch of unreleased promos, we don't know how to release them, just chuck them in this box, it will be fine. And that's what they did. We have not got anything along those lines at the moment. Maybe we'd get a Sun and Moon one, because there are a bunch of Sun and Moon cards missing, but that's not where we are. So, it looks like those cards are coming as promos. It looks like I was wrong about that. I expected Full Art Marnie to just be popped in a set in the future. I expected Autograph Marnie to never be released. And I explained my workings on that. I explained my theory. And based on previous actions of Pokemon and previous releases, they seemed like very sensible predictions. Based on the fact that the official Card Decks app has listed 2 promo Marnies, it seems very much like I was wrong. And again, I showed you all the Marnies that have been released so far. There are no others we're waiting for. It looks like we're getting them as promos. How are we getting them as promos? I have absolutely no idea. It must be pointed out as well, this is really important. They have Regulation Mark D on them, which means they will survive the rotation in 2021. They will not survive the rotation in 2022, i.e. it will not make Marnie be legal for any further length of time. And that's also relevant, because if there was a brand new Marnie, it probably would have Regulation Mark E, but it doesn't. Which is essentially more proof that it's got to be a previously released Marnie, which means it's got to be these 2. Now, to be fair, there could be errors, there could be inaccuracies. This is not an official release. And I know in his article on Poker Guardian, Primal Lugia has said the same thing here. This is not some official announcement, it's they've been listed in the card decks. It could be an error, but it would be a super weirdly specific error if it was. I think we might have to just accept the fact that these 2 promos are coming. And if that's true, then I suppose I was wrong. Which is something I don't like saying out loud. Hey ho, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear what you think about this. I want to know how excited you are for these cards. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.